Hey everybody, we're having a slightly different video today. We're looking at how to sew a gift bag. Okay, so the first thing you are going to need is some fabric, obviously. This piece of fabric has been cut 10 inches by 22 inches, which is 25 centimeters by 55 centimeters. The idea is that you fold it in half to make the bag, so you only need one piece. Now you can change it up and you can have different variations of this. So here I've got some red felt and some white and patterned polycotton fabric for the panels. And then for this one, I've got one long piece of felt, and then I've got two smaller panels of polycotton, one of which I'll put at the top and one which I'll put at the bottom. And this will be so that the little gonks fit the right way. And then again, as with the other pieces, you just have to fold this in half and then they'll match together at the top. Okay, so on to some actual sewing. The first thing you're going to need to do is to fold over these two short edges twice and sew along them. So I'm going to press them, folding over twice, pressing them, and then sewing along that edge. Ta-da! As if by magic's already been done. Look at that. And then, really simply, you just fold it in half. You're going to sew up the edges and leave about a 5 centimetre gap from the top. With these, you simply sew the two panels together once you've pressed and sewn the top seam, and it will look like this. And then you press that seam down too. So the next step is to press out the seams that you've made with your 5 centimetre gap, and you sew down, along and back up. And on this side, the pressing's not been as good on this side. Just sewing down to neaten off those edges. Now those channels at the top have literally just been made by folding the top over and sewing along. With everything sewn together and those channels made at the top, we're just going to thread through the ribbon. You're going to need 2 pieces of ribbon for this, so it will be 2 separate loops, and you thread them in on opposite sides. It will become clear once you see the end result, but just using a safety pin attached into the end, I've threaded it through, and then I just do a little knot to tie it together to make sure nothing comes undone. You can also, depending on the type of ribbon that you have, you can choose to just sort of singe off the end of the ribbon a little bit just to neaten it up and melt it down, but I am not brave enough to do that. So raw frayed edges for me. There are, you can use pinking shears, I suppose, and that will stop it from fraying as well. Or if you're feeling very, very fancy, you could double it over and pop a stitch in. So as you can see, putting it through is really important that you try and keep that other side nice and even, so that you have two even pieces of ribbon going through. And the intention is that you just simply pull either side of the ribbon and it closes the bag for you. And again, remembering to knot the ends of the ribbons. This green is a gorgeous contrast to the silver. And then we're going to turn the whole thing inside out. This is where it would be a good idea to give it a press, but for illustrative purposes, ta-da! You have made yourself a gift bag. And there you have it, some gorgeous Christmas gift bags using just some little scraps of fabric and maybe 20 minutes of your time.